They always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
3, 2, 1. Yo guys, what's going on? I am Justin Yante, owner and operator of the nation's sports blog, here with Tim from The Real Sports Talk. Make sure to go follow Tim on YouTube, or follow Tim on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST. Go check him out on YouTube, youtube.com/MrKelstar. Tim, breaking news today, coming out of thick air, the Toronto Blue Jays are set to acquire Josh Johnson, Jose Reyes, Mark Buehrle, John Buck, and Emilio Bonifacio from the Toronto. They're going to be going through the Toronto Blue Jays, and in exchange for those all-star players, you're going to get Yunel Escobar, Danny Heckavaria, he's a shortstop prospect, pitchers Henderson Alvarez, and also a big package of possible players here. JP Arencibia could be going, Bobby Wilson or Jeff Mathis. Tim, this trade's coming out of thin air. What do you think of this trade?
It's absolutely incredible. It's terrible for baseball in a lot of ways, but it's also incredible to watch this happen. First off, I can almost guarantee JP Arencibia is going to be the one heading to Miami because the Toronto Blue Jays have Travis Denard, a catching prospect who they would like to have start next year. So they're going to have Travis Denard. But to think about who they're getting an all-star shortstop in Jose Reyes, a guy in Josh Johnson who, when he is healthy, has been a top 10 pitcher in the MLB. Mark Buehrle, who behind Johnson and Romero is going to be an absolutely solid third, and that's what you need in that AL East. Emilio Bonifacio provides great speed, and John Buck's going to be a really solid either backup catcher or starter until Travis Denard is really ready to go. But I'm extremely impressed by what Alex Anthopoulos has been able to do here. We know that earlier reports were coming out that he really wanted to get a trade done. And remember, this is all without the Blue Jays even having a manager. For the Marlins side, they went for it 1 year. They got Ozzie Guillen, that didn't work out. Jose Reyes, Mark Buehrle. And within 1 year, they're all gone. I can't even believe Jeffrey Loria is still allowed to be the owner of this team. He's running that franchise into the ground, and it just shouldn't be allowed anymore. It really shouldn't. Or the Marlins should have been relocated to another city, something. They're getting some decent players back, but certainly not players that match up to what they traded away.
No doubt. When you look at last season, they just signed all these guys, and then, Hanley Ramirez, he was out during the trade deadline. There was so many rumors that he was going to be out come the trade deadline. He is now playing with the Dodgers, and now you're getting rid of so many good players. Going on Twitter, Giancarlo Stanton just tweeted about a half an hour ago. He goes, "All right, I'm pissed off, plain and simple. You know what? I'm not a Marlins fan, but you know what? I'm really disappointed on how well this Miami Marlins front office is dealing with these trades. But you know what? In the future, you're building up a good prospect, and also." The Marlins are getting rid of so much cap space. They overspend on a lot of these players like Mark Buehrle, Jose Reyes, but when Josh Johnson, like you said, when Josh Johnson is healthy, he is a top 10 player. And I also have to agree with you, Tim, that this Miami Marlins, the fan base, I mean, they like the Marlins, but you know what? They don't go to the games. They don't turn on the team 100%. The stadium is already almost empty when you come and watch the games on TV, even when you go to the ballpark. I mean, I think they really should relocate to another state that has a more reasonable fan base that will actually go to the Marlins games.
They're not going to do that now because they have a brand new state-of-the-art stadium. The Rays are more likely to move at this point. But you're right. You're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense. And you mentioned the cap space. That's great. But when have we known the Marlins to have cap space, spend it, and actually keep the players? We've seen it twice in 97 and 03 where they win the World Series and then have a fire sale. Before last year, their last big signing was Carlos Delgado, who they had for, I believe, a year before trading him to the New York Mets. I don't even understand what they're doing at this point. And they might be building a nice core for the future, but Giancarlo Stanton is one of the best hitters in the MLB already. He doesn't care about the future. He was sold before last year that this could be a team that could win right away, and to see this all happen, he has every single right to be pissed now, because I would be pissed. I mean, I'm an NL East fan, so I'm not necessarily pissed, but I think as a baseball fan and someone who wants the game to be in a good state, I'm not happy about this, because the Marlins just set themselves up to be a team that wins 60 games for the next 4 seasons, and I don't know. In terms of the Blue Jays, I don't know what to think, because we don't know what the Red Sox are going to be next year. We don't know what the Orioles, if they're going to be able to duplicate what they did. The Rays and Yankees look like they're pretty much a lock to win about 90 games, but the Blue Jays now have a very formidable rotation. They have a lineup that now includes Jose Reyes, Colby Rasmus, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Brett Lowry. This is a pretty solid lineup at this point that could certainly challenge. And Anthony Gose is a center fielder. He's likely headed to the Marlins in this trade as well. But the Blue Jays look really nice for next season.
Yeah, when you brought up the AL East, you pretty much just said a breakdown. The Baltimore Orioles, let's run this down real quick. The Baltimore Orioles, you've got to get a lot of production like you got out of their hitting last season. If this team is really just going to contend, the Boston Red Sox, like you said, they're going to be in the rebuilding phase. The Yankees are getting older in age, but, they're still winning AL championships. The Toronto Blue Jays with this trade is going to put them on the map. And now the Tampa Bay Rays, that's still a big question. They're going to sign some middle-base type of players that will probably, at least try to help this team in the dog months of July, August, and September. But you know what? I really like this trade from the Toronto Blue Jays, the Miami Marlins. You've got to start attacking the free agent market right now, because you have so much money coming your way. You're able to clear up some cap space and go after some free agents. This team has not been in any rumors of signing any players. They've got to change that right now if this team is going to have a chance at having a decent next season. So, Tim, is there any final thoughts you'd like to say on this trade?
I can't even believe this happened from the Marlins' perspective. These huge trades are becoming more and more frequent. We saw the Adrian Gonzalez and Carl Crawford of the Dodgers one, and now we are seeing this one. It's exciting to say the least. Now, the Dodgers one didn't necessarily pan out as much as they wanted, because the Dodgers still didn't make the playoffs. The Blue Jays are going to be a team next year that you would expect to make the playoffs, and not only did they get these big players, but guys like John Buck, Emilio Bonifacio, those are the type of players that you can have as options off the bench in Bonifacio's case, or in John Buck's case, a really solid backup catcher who's been there before. I think he even played in Toronto before. And he is going to be able to help a young catcher in Travis Denard. The Blue Jays really won today. And the fact that they did this without a manager, they weren't going to be able to sign any huge free agents without a manager, so they needed to go through the trade market. Now they can sit back and worry about signing a manager. It sounds like it's down to Don Wakamatsu, the former Royals manager, and Manny Acta, and then there's a few other candidates like former third baseman for the Diamondbacks, Matt Williams, and the Giants, Matt Williams. He's in the running, so there's a bunch of names out there. We'll have to see what actually happens, but Dan, the Blue Jays should expect to make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I have this team really up there. You guys just wait for our predictions for the MLB's 30 clubs, 30 recaps and predictions. It's going to be coming up right before spring training hits. I'm Justin. That's Tim. We'll see you guys later. Make sure to keep up with our websites, therealsportstalk.com and the Nation Sports Blog. We'll see you guys later.
Just a little ways around the corner.